way too high. Hold on. This is way too high. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There. All right. Sorry. Out of my element. So, hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 33rd Street Knits. I am your host, Teresa. You have found me here on the YouTubes. Do not lose me again. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, wherever that's at. If you hit the bell, you get alerts for when I go live, like right now. You can follow me on Ravelry as Soy Journalista and on Instagram as 33rd Street Knits. And 3 things before we even get started. 1, this is completely, absolutely not a normal podcast. This is not a normal podcast. I don't know what to tell you. This is going to be all about my trip to Greece, okay? I'm going to have knitting. I'm going to talk about, there's some yarn here. I'm looking at it. But I'm going to be talking about my trip to Greece and how that happened and why I didn't tell you and all this mess. So that's that. If you want a normal podcast, you're going to have to wait till next podcast. I promise you, I'm not going on any trips at all for anything in the next 2 weeks. Barring any sort of family emergency, okay? Not doing it. Secondly, when I talk about my trip, I don't want it to come off as, I went to Greece and you didn't. I do not want that vibe to come out. I'm very excited. I might come off that way, but that's not what I'm trying to intend with what I'm saying. So please don't take that the wrong way. I'm just trying to share my excitement and my joy with you guys. So please don't take it that way. And third off, before we even get started, this trip absolutely 100,000% would not have been possible without my friends Phil and Eleni and their immense just generosity and love and care and billion of text messages and all this, okay? I stayed with them. They drove me around. They took us to beaches, showed us the restaurants and shops and the museums and everything else. Like 100% would not have happened without them. So thank you. Huge thank you. This whole podcast is dedicated to them and everything that they did for me to make this happen for me. It's will not be forgotten anytime ever. Definitely not anytime soon. The only time I'm going to forget it is if I like lose my mind legit. Okay. So there's that. So thank you guys, Phil and Eleni. I love you. Thank you so much for everything that you did for us while we were there. You didn't have to, but you did. Hearts. So without further ado, I went to Greece. Okay. So this is a long story. First off, this podcast is going to be really long and winded, and I do have stuff to show, and just bear with me, get a drink. So why did I not tell you? How did this come about? Blah, blah, blah. So this summer, I really wanted to go to the UK. I was planning on going to the UK, England, Ireland, Scotland, that jazz. I was even planning on like maybe going over to Germany or whatever. So whatever, it didn't happen. Basically, for a number of reasons. I didn't realize that when I was planning to go was like when all the kids were out of school, and that explains why nothing was available and the prices were just insane and there was nothing to do. Hi, Patricia. I'm talking about Greece. So there was that. And then I went to Maryland Sheep and Wool, then I went back to Maryland, and then between the 2 trips, I was like, okay, I can't figure out where to go, how long to be there, who's available, what times, UK geography. Talk about things we don't learn about in school. I don't know where any of your shires are. Okay. At Lincolnshire or Devonshire or Worcestershire. I don't know where any of your shires are located. And then everybody's all kinds of different places, but maybe not near a big town, and public transportation, and I couldn't wrap my head around it. And then by the time I was even able to think about it, it was just getting later and later and later and later. It just didn't happen. Logistically, it was just a nightmare. So I was super bummed out about that. And I was like, okay, I can't, that's not going to work. Legitimately, because I turned 40 this year. I turned 40 in August. Yay. I was legit going to be like, I just need to get on a plane and go somewhere. I was just going to go to Japan for like a week. Like literally just go and just be like, F it. But before I could do that and plan that, I got a invite to a private Zoom meeting between the Greeks, which is Phil and Eleni, and my friend Jessica from Houston. And I'm like, here I am thinking, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, oh shit, I did something. I did something. I said something. I'm in trouble. So I go to the Zoom meeting and I'm like, hey guys, how's it going? By the way, I'm wearing my Phil shirt. That's Phil, okay? Lady Philippa. We call this shirt the Lady Philippa shirt. Anyway, and I wore this in Greece. Anyway, so I get on there and I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? Thinking I'm gonna get chewed out for something I did. And Jessica basically gets on there and she says, I want to go to Greece. Do you want to come with me? And I'm like, I'm sorry, what did you say? If she had gotten on Zoom and was like, hey, I wanted to tell you I'm pregnant by Henry Cavill and I have, we're having quintuplets, I would have been like, oh, okay, cool. I wouldn't have been nearly as surprised as like, hey, do you want to go to Greece? So I was like, what? And the Greeks are like, listen, because they know how I am. They're like, listen, you come to Greece. We know you've never been out of the United States. 100% have not. I haven't even been to Canada, bro. I haven't even seen the Canadian line or like the Mexican border. Neither. Okay. So I'm just like, okay. They're like, listen, we know that you had the UK trip planned because everybody speaks English there, kind of. But come to Greece, fly in with Jessica, go on the port, go to the ferry. The cat's going crazy. We'll pick you up. You'll stay with us. We'll drive you where you need to go. We'll take you places. Like, don't worry about it. Just get here. And not to get into a ton of stuff, but over the past few years, I have been through it, mentally and emotionally. I'm also reaching a point where I don't give a shit anymore. I'm really just sick and tired of other people. I have reasons. So I'm just like, I can't sit around on my ass and wait for other people to get their shit together so that I can get my life in order. So Jessica's like, so do you want to go? And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm in. Fuck it. And the Greeks are like, whoa, 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 whoa. You can think about it. I'm like, no, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't. I can't think about it. I'm just going. Fuck it, I'm in. So long story short, we bought our tickets, we got there. And it's really weird. Let me just preface this for a second. As an American who has never been out of the United States up until now, there's a really weird feeling of like, watching the flight tracker and you're over the ocean. You're completely over the middle of the goddamn Atlantic Ocean. And the safety and security of all the basic American shit that you know and can live with no longer applies. You're like, so all the things I know about my justice system and customs and, you know, rules and like all this stuff, like I'm just like, okay, all of my general knowledge is basically out the fucking window. Patricia says, it's an awesome feeling. It's awesome, but it's also awesomely like, whoa, at the same time. So it was a weird feeling, but it's not like an undoable feeling. Also, can we talk about the flight tracker for like 2 seconds? Is it not the coolest thing that we have pizza trackers and flight trackers where all I can think about as I'm watching the flight tracker is like, pizza's in the oven, pizza's out of the oven, pizza's in a box, pizza's being delivered by Tim. Like, that's all I can think of when I was watching the flight tracker. And I was like, I am a human pizza tracker right now. I'm a human pizza in this airplane being tracked. Also, weird thought as I'm in the middle of the Atlantic. If the plane crashes, this is not like me being morbid or like me freaking out or me being anxious. This is just I've worked in law enforcement and security type brain. Let's say the plane crashes, we all die. We're in the middle of the Atlantic. Who gets us? Who rescues us / recovers us? It's international waters. Who does that? I don't know. Comment below. Please Google that for me. So anyway, we get to Greece. We get to Athens. We fly into Athens, and then we go to the port, and we get on a boat, and we get to Andros, which is the island that Phil and Eleni are on. True. If it crashes, it crashes. I'm just curious. So we get to the island. First off, and I've said this before, there's nothing better than meeting your friends, your internet friends, your buddies, like meeting them in real life and getting those like real life, seeing them in real life perspective and like their whole bodies all at once, and then like the hugs. There's nothing better than like big giant hugs, and Phil and Eleni have big giant hugs, and they're fantastic. They met us at the port. It was awesome, and then we drove up to the house. I'm not going to talk about this surprise really because they're saving it for their vlog. But we get to the house and Michelle is there. Michelle is from Scotland. Did not know she was going to be there. Jessica and I and the Greeks kept the secret of us being going to Greece from everybody in the IVKN group so that it could be a big surprise for everybody. Little did we know, these sneaky Greeks also had a surprise for us as far as Michelle goes. If you had told me, hey, there's going to be some other person there, guess who it's going to be? Would not have guessed Michelle. Maybe Patricia. I would have guessed maybe Patricia, but I never in 1,000 years would have guessed Michelle. I'm not going to give away how we got surprised with that, but Michelle was there. So now I'm not spending time with Jessica and the Greeks. I'm spending time with Jessica, Michelle and the Greeks. So there's 4 people that I get to hang out with. This was beyond amazing. Just to be able to, again, see them in real life, hug them, be with them, eat with them, talk with them, really. And we do talk on IVKN, like, I've known them for years, like pre-pandemic, right? But to be able to have like in-depth conversations in person is a whole nother level of like conversation. It was just fantastic. That being said, I'm not going to talk about the whole trip linearly because that would get a little bit like crazy. So I literally have piles. I have piles of things. I have gifts. I have a gift pile. I have stuff I got myself or stuff I'm keeping for myself. Stuff I got other people and gifts I gave other people. So I'm going to start with gifts I gave other people because this is actually something you can see. So, do you all remember Secret Project? Secret Project, man, from last podcast where I was like, Secret Project, can't talk about it, won't talk about it. Let me talk about it because the Secret Project, which is not here, it's in Greece, was a quilt for Phil and Eleni. And the best I can do is show you my practice prototype, which Patricia, you are very much going to approve of because it is baseball fabric. So, I made a quilt for Phil and Eleni. It is a log cabin quilt, which I'll show, you'll see the design here in a second. Out of blue and white fabric for them. It's a queen size quilt. It's ginormous. This one's ginormous too. It's not as big. I just wanted to make sure that I could do it before I did the real big thing, invested in the fabric and the time and all this shit. Anyway, so this is the prototype. If you imagine the light colors as whites and the blue colors as blues, that's what you get, okay? So, hold on. I have to stand up for this one. And I'll show you the back. Patricia, you're really going to love this. It is baseball fabric. It's from my own stash. And unknowingly, Jelaine helped me pick out the fabric from my stash. I think maybe you did too. I'm not sure. So, it's too big. It's too long. But that is, hold on, I'll show you a block. That is a log cabin block. Okay. You start in the center with the red, and then you go out with these blues, and then you go out. That's the darkest one right there. This one is a star design. I'm gonna kind of scroll it up so that you can see the whole design. So you have to like watch the whole design, okay? Because it's like a star. Okay, so there's one. There, you can see the star. Hold on. It kind of moves up. I'm trying to do this and not look stupid, but it's a huge star. If you can see, there we go. And does that. The back of the fabric, let me see, is very Yankee-esque, which I'm not a fan of, but very, very baseball. Also, I don't know if you can see the stitching. There's a giant baseball right here. That's a baseball. There's a baseball. Oh, this guy. There's a baseball right here. There you go. Now you can see it. And this is all from my stash. My mom, Darlene, hi mom. Shout out to mom. She has a long arm quilting machine. So mom quilted this and the Greek quilt. The Greek quilt, it's got this one has baseballs on it. The other one has, it's like a rose design on it. Also, where did I get the fabric? The back. I buy random baseball fabric when I see it. So, at a quilt store. That's the best I can do. I'll get like, that one was probably end of the bolt. So it's probably like, oh, there's 3 yards or 5 yards. I'll buy it. And like, I just bought it like an idiot, like no plan. My mom also quilted this, which is a quilt that I did. She squared it up for me because this was not the best quilt top. This was actually from a few years ago that I finished. And it's just a mishmash of blocks. So not too much to see on that, but there are leaves. Oh, there's a leaf right here. Oh, there's a leaf. You can see the quilting there you go, in the orange part. So she also did this one for me, along with the Greek quilt. So thank you, Mom. You are the best. I promise no more quilts for the rest of the year. I'm done. So that was big secret project. I don't have it. When this goes live, because I'm live now, but once it gets uploaded, I will put a picture of the quilt on Instagram. So at 33rd Street Knits on Instagram. So you guys can see that. Okay, so that's the gift I made for the Greeks. Oh, also, my mother, let's talk about my mom for a second. So she finishes the quilt and she goes, do you want a label for it? Which a label on a quilt is basically like, made by so-and-so with love, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I didn't really want a label. I didn't even think about it. But because she asked, I was like, you know what? There's time. Like, there was still time before I left. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do a label. So I said, so on their quilt, on the label, it says, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Girls Trip plus Phil. Andros Island 2023. So that's what it says on the label. I will also put that on Instagram. Honestly, I could not help myself. I was like, you know what? I was gonna do pineapple backing for the back of the quilt, and I was like, nah, that's a little like kitschy. Like, let's make it like nice. Let's make it nice. Let's make it nice. We'll leave the corny shit for later. But I was like, okay, we can have like a little corny, like a little label. It's fine. It doesn't have my name on it. My mom's like, it doesn't have your name on it. I was like, they know who it's from. Promise you, they're not going to forget who that's from. So, so that was my big secret project. So, I'm sorry it's not here, but no, I'm not. So that was my gift to the Greeks. I'm going to talk about all the gifts that I got, which is insane. In no particular order. First off, we'll talk about Jessica, okay? Jessica brought me, because Jessica's Jessica, and she's got to make stuff for me, which I'm not mad about. She had, I think this is an ankle loom. This might have been on her ankle loom. It's a nice, like a strappy woven belt thing. I need to figure out what I'm doing with it. It's Orioles colors. Hello, go O's. How about those Yankees, Patricia? How are those Yankees down at the bottom this year? How are they doing? How's it feel to be at the bottom of the AL East? I'm just saying. Go O's. So I have this. Yay. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it yet. but I love it. I love it. She also made me, and this I really, really love, this is beaded. Yes, the colors are coming out through. And she did like baseball white leather with the red baseball lacing. Yes. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Patricia's mad at me. Patricia's mad at me. So, I don't care. Patricia, how many years do I get to say that? What's a Yankee? Are you not a Yankees fan? Come on now. All right. I also got, okay, let's do Eleni. We'll talk about stuff Eleni got me. So, Eleni and I are huge Animal Crossing people. She got me, and I dropped a bunch of these. All of these, which are amiibos, they're all Animal Crossing peoples. I can invite them to my island for coffee. So I got like all the people. Oop, see, I keep dropping them. I will show you my favorites. Hold on. First off, can we talk about Booker? I have friends that look like Booker on the sheriff's office. Yeah. Pico. I love Pico. Genji. I also have Kabuki. I've been looking for him. I've been searching on islands for him. Yeah. I'm so excited. Also, Wart Jr. is currently on my island, but this will ensure he never gets to leave. So, and also, Bill, he's like a cutie little chocolate duck, and I love him. So, I have amiibos. I have a ton of amiibos, and I love it. So, I got the amiibos. She gave me crocheted animal hats and Pose in the background yelling. I may have to make that for my sister, which is a husky. She's more of a duck person. Oh shit, there's a duck. So I might make her a ducky hat. We'll see. So I got that. Crocheted animal hats. So you'll see that coming up soon. I got a mini cross stitch kit with a unicorn. I think I'm going to do that this week, actually. Like, make this and then put it on the wall. Okay. Piles of things. Piles of things. Oh, here. You know what? We'll put it on the quilt. We'll put it on the quilts. As my amiibos fall everywhere. Okay. Now, this one's super cool. These are super cool. Okay, so we'll go in order. Eleni got a rigid heddle loom. I think it's an Ashford rigid heddle. This is her very first project, and I get to keep it. And it is a beautiful scarf. I say it's a scarf because it's just like the perfect size, I think. I like big, wide scarves. Also because snow is coming. But this thing is gorgeous. She used the exact same yarn for the warp and the weft, which it's warp is the long one, weft is the short ones. And I just love it. I absolutely love it. It came out, it's not exact, so the color is not what I thought would happen with it. When she was working on it, this is not what I anticipated, but I absolutely just love how it came out. That's the thing with weaving is like, I don't know, you can't really color plan the same way you can with knitting. It's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. So I'll be wearing this as soon as it gets cold out. So this is Eleni's first weaving project, and I get to keep it. Yay. And it's got fringies at the bottom. And it turned out really, for like a first project, because I had a rigid heddle at one point, it turned out really, really good. Like, mine did not turn out this way. I'll tell you that. So there's that. Her second project, she made us coasters, and I actually washed mine when I got home because I wanted to, like, first off, it ended up in there because I was just washing everything. I literally went, nope, even if it's clean, I don't care, washing it. So I just washed it anyway, but I also wanted, like, the fringe to, like, fall apart, so I just washed it again and, like, floofed it. So she made us coasters, little, like, mug rug things. This is cotton. I love it because it's very, like, Andros beachy village vibes, which just love it. And then it's like all fringy. The fringe is all like apart, which I like. So this is going to be, I'm going to use this as a coaster at work because I've literally been thinking about bringing a coaster to work, and I'm glad I didn't buy one. I have one now. So yay! And it's 100% cotton, so I can wash it. I can wash it the hell out of it. And then she also dyed some yarn. I didn't buy any yarn when I was there. They do have a little, like, yarn shop. I wouldn't call it a yarn shop. There's yarn in a shop on Andros, and it was like cotton and like nylon type stuff, and nothing like spoke to me, so I didn't buy anything. Jessica did. I did not. But Eleni dyed some yarn. If you are interested in her yarn, it is After Hours Yarns. They are on Instagram, so you can check those out. And she dyed a purple. Yes. Okay. So the color is coming out pretty on cue. Maybe a little bit lighter because of the light over there, but this purpley purple, which I love purple. I love purples. Like a Halloweeny. This one right here, this is going to be a Harlow hat. I've already decided. This with a black. It's going to be like my Halloween hat. I'm super excited. So there's that. Absolutely love that one. Cannot wait. I can actually cast it on after this podcast. And then this one, which is Christmassy vibes. Very Christmas. This is going to be my Christmas cast on sock. So for Christmas, I usually work on Christmas. I think I'm working this year. I'm not sure. But I always cast on a pair of socks on Christmas. It's like my Christmas knitting, like my Merry Christmas to me type of thing. So I don't have to buy Christmas yarn this year. I have it. So it's very like minty, vintagey Christmas colors, like a little pop of yellow. Ugh, I love it. I can't wait. I think it needs to be cable-y. I don't know. So I got yarn. I got specially dyed yarn. And Poe might rub all over it. Now, not to be outdone, Phil also got me some stuff. Also, can I just say, I am beyond shocked that these boxes made the trip, because when we left, we were cramming so much stuff into these suitcases. It was unbelievable because we bought sweets from the shop. We had like souvenirs that we bought for family and things like that. Insane. Like stuffed beyond stuffed. And the fact that these boxes made it in the condition that they did, unbelievable. Let me just say. So Phil knows, you guys all know too probably, that I am in the 501st Legion, which is a Star Wars costuming group where we do charity work. We dress up as Star Wars characters and like go to events. I actually did one today. these kids had a Star Wars camp. It was like a STEM camp, and we showed up dressed up. I went as Jawa, and I am also working on getting my Stormtrooper approved, and Phil got me a Stormtrooper. This is a first order Stormtrooper. It's from the new movies. This is not the one that I'm dressed up as. I'm a TK, which is the original Stormtrooper. But we do have a guy in our group that does dress up like this. His name is Cole. He's currently at college. But this reminds me of Cole, so I love it. Camden will probably steal it. Just saying, because that's what Camden does. And then Phil got me my twin. He thinks I look like Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things. I can't deny, I probably a little bit do. And he got me 11 with the Eggos from season 1 of Stranger Things. And I love that her nose is bleeding. I'm beyond shocked that the box made it. This was in my backpack when I traveled back. This came with me to Amsterdam. This was under the seat. Like, it had to be like crammed under the airplane seat, and it is a perfect box, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it made it. So I'm super excited. I love it. I don't buy a whole lot of, I don't buy Funko Pops. They are all extremely cute. I just don't buy them. And I don't know if I want to take this one out of the box or not. But I love it. I love it. So Phil got me those. Now, I will show you a little bit of what I bought for other people. Because, well, you know what? Well, side note, or sideline that for a second. Let's talk about the knitting I did while I was there. Let's talk about the knitting. Miniature break, hold on. So, I actually finished these yesterday. And these are pair of socks. This is Knit Picks Felici. I think it's called Vampire Vibes. It's not available right now on Knit Picks. But the cool thing about these, this is the How I Roll pattern by Mara Catherine Briner. It's just a toe-up German short row pattern. But the really cool thing about these is the fact that these are marked with when I left the United States and when I landed. So when I left, I was right here at this pearl bump. That's the minute the wheels left the ground. I was like, and pearl bump. So there's a little pearl bump when I left. And there's a little pearl bump on the back of the other one when we landed. So I was that far. I got that far in Greece. So I did from here down and from here up overseas. This is all out of America. So they're just kind of like my own little souvenir socks where I'm like, I remember when I left and I remember when we came back. So yeah. I also did not anticipate making these basically the exact same. They're not, well, they kind of are. The bottoms are just a little bit more, there's just a little bit more of the maroon, but not enough to make that big of a difference. Maybe a row. But so they're matchy-matchy. I did not anticipate that when I was working on them. And then I was like, oh, okay, they're just going to be sisters or whatever. No, they're twins. They're just, one twin is just a little off. Just like, there's the uglier twin. But yeah, so these are done. These, I'm just going to be wearing these all winter because I think these are going to be my wear to work socks. So, done with those. And of course, you can't go internationally without, you know, the coolest colorway of socks, which is the Progress Pride colorway by Fiberpunk, which is Marcus. He's on Instagram. Please go follow him. Oh, the colors. I couldn't stop staring at how beautiful and how saturated these colors are. These are a sock tube. I'm just knitting. This is where my heel is going to go for an afterthought heel. I think I'm just going to use black for an afterthought. Put an afterthought heel in. I think I'm going to do 100 rows. Just basic toe up afterthought socks. Because these stripes are poppin'. They are amazing. So I had to take these with me. Man, the Progress Pride is just absolutely amazing. He also does a Goth Pride, which is the colors with black stripes that separate each color. Man, I just absolutely love these. Absolutely love these. Kind of mad at myself for not buying like 4 skeins of this. I have 2 100-gram skeins of this. Next time I'm buying more. Like, I just, in love. Like, first off, pride flag, right? But also, these colors, bro, these colors. So, working on that. I'm just taking my time on that. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. Like trying to get it done anytime soon. It's just, it is what it is. And this one I was really excited to cast on, and I'm hoping that my gauge is correct and everything is gonna work out. We'll see. Hold on. So this one is yarn that Rosalind picked out. Rosalind is like our mini member on Ivy Can. She's a daughter of Christina, and she's adorable. She helped me pick this yarn out at Maryland Sheep and Wool. It's I don't know if you can see that. It's sparkly. She picked this out, and I was going to cast on the Cozy Hubby. I don't remember the name of the pattern designer off the top of my head, but it is a top-down raglan, like pullover, okay? Hoodie, if you will. This is getting blown out. It's much more aqua-y. This is coming off like baby sky blue. It's aqua, yes, there you go. That is more true to color. I will say, it's not the fastest knit. There are some increase/short row things that are going on with it that don't really make a whole lot of sense. I'll get into it later when I've worked on it a little bit more. So the, raglan shaping is just kind of like, put the stitch markers in and then increase up until whatever, then, take the arms out and then do the body. Well, this one had increases, but then weirder increases, and then now short rows, and now it's more increasing, and I'm just like, it's not memorizable, for me anyway, increases. So it was just like, okay, this was not the ideal beach knitting that I was expecting. So I really didn't work on it a whole lot while I was there. I mean, obviously I did, but I didn't. I was really hoping to get to the armhole, like separate for the arms and then get to the body. That was my goal. Didn't reach it. But I cast on. This is my Greek cast on, my Greece cast on. So however this turns out is how it's going to turn out, and I'm not going to rip it out. I may rip back, but I'm not going to rip it out because I started in Greece. So this is kind of like my big Greek project. My big fat Greek project. There you go. My big fat Greek project. I'm just hoping the gauge works out because I have proof. I have proof. I have proof. I did 3 gauge swatches. Are these like legit gauge swatches? No. Are they what I had time to do? Yes. Was I literally doing a gauge swatch the day before we left? Yes. I'm not going to say where I was doing a gauge swatch, but I was doing a gauge swatch. Oh no, Patricia's Roomba just ate her knitting. That is, it'd be better, well, I was going to say it'd be better if the dog did, but no, it wouldn't actually. So better the Roomba eats it. Better the Roomba than the dog. These are my notes. These are my notes for the increases. Oops. So yeah. So that is my big fat Greek cast on. I will be working on that. I really want to get it done before it starts getting really cold out because I want to wear the crap out of it. Because I really feel like because of how the gauge is, it's going to be a nice fingering weight, loose but not loose, warm but not too warm type of hoodie, and that's kind of like my vibe. So I'm like, okay, let's see how that goes. So those 3 were the only projects I took with me. Honestly, should have probably only taken 2. So for next time, two projects, that's it. Pair of socks and big project. 1 little, 1 big. That's it. So that's it for the knitting. So if you don't want any more, that's fine. Now, gifts I got for other people. We went into town. First off, the town was really, oh my god, it was so pretty. So picturesque. So many like places to take pictures and like things to see. So many cats to pet. Oh my god, the stray cats were just amazeballs. I can't even. I almost cried like the last night. There were 2 cats on like at the beach where we parked, and I was like literally picking them up, and I wanted to cry because they were just the sweetest things, and I couldn't take them home. And I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I can't take these cats home. I'm gonna die. It was awful. But the town was great. The shops were great. The Greek people were very nice to us. They were very accommodating as far as like, I don't speak Greek, they don't speak English, but we could figure it out. Also, fun fact, I had 5G because I'm on T-Mobile. And I could use the Google Translate. 2 thumbs up for that. Thank you, T-Mobile, for that. Because, man, that just, the anxiety of, oh my god, what happens if I get lost? Or, oh my god, what's going on? Having Google Translate, yeah, okay, highly recommend. But I've given away a lot of my souvenirs, but this one's for Camden. I wanted to show this one off. And for his brother. So this one, and I got one for me too. So they have these little keychains with the evil eye. This is for My oldest nephew, Colton, because he's going to start driving soon, and I need the evil eye to not be in the car or on the highway for him. So he's getting one of these. Also, he's a teenage boy, and they are, like, the hardest to shop for. If it's not an iPad or an Xbox game, I don't know what they want. I don't know what they want. So, sorry, bro, you're getting a keychain. Like, but it says Andros on it. On the eyeball. Andros. So that's for him. And then this is for his brother. So, again, my nephews. So, this one's for Cam. I got little ones for my younger nephews simply because they're so young. I don't think they're going to appreciate like a big gift or anything. They're not going to remember it. So I was like, I'm just going to get you a little one. Camden will remember this. So I got Camden a fish. It's a big old stuffed fish because Camden is he's a blanket baby. He's a comfort nut. He wants the squishies and he wants the big blankets and he wants to like the squishmallows and the stuffed animals and things. Like he is that kind of kid. Also, we like to go fishing. So I got him a fish. And it also has like fishing line. The guy hung it up with fishing line. So I'll be like, I got him a fish. It has the Greek name of the fish, which is a Greek fresh red sea bream. Never seen that before in my life. Didn't see it in the ocean either, which is a shame. It's not an ocean, it's a sea. Okay, sorry, Greeks. Anyway, it's the Aegean. I'm sorry. Hi, geography. Can I just tell you, like, trying to shove this into a already packed suitcase, just the level of anxiety that I had, this is just gonna, like, bust the suitcase. Giant fish. Giant fish. I bought a giant fish in Greece. I couldn't help myself. I know Camden's just gonna love it. So I got him a big giant fish. Okay. So without further ado, and I know this has been almost an hour, I'm going to talk about the stuff I bought myself. Because I need to use it. I need to use these things. So, first things first, we're going to go in order. Because I had a carry-on, I knew I couldn't bring a whole lot of stuff back. Now, I brought back things for other people. Like, I brought spoon sweets for other people, like cookies for my mom, and like just little stuff, the fish. I bought a bunch of stuff for everybody. So I knew I wouldn't have a lot of room for stuff for me. So I try to keep it little, you know what I mean? So one of the things I got, I didn't anticipate I would get, is some Greek soap. Because I bought so much at this store, I bought little fish for my little nephews. The guy gave me some soap, it smells amazing. It smells like the store. So I honestly don't know if I'm going to use it because I just love how it smells. Like, I'm just like, if I use it, I'll never get to smell it again. So I don't know. I might keep this one for a hot minute. So soap. So I love that one. This one, as soon as this podcast is over, is getting hung up because I cannot wait any longer. It's the one reason why I'm doing this right now, honestly. I bought one for me, but I also bought one for my mom. Hers looks slightly different. Mine is better, I think. So this is a big evil eye thing. A mati thing. So you see the eye. I I saw this and I immediately fell in love with it, so I had to have it. And it says Andros on the bottom. Andros on the bottom. It's got the evil eye. There's the evil eye up here. And it's pretty sizable, right? As far as that goes. It's made of glass, blue glass. I had to have it. Now, I don't know where to hang it exactly. I'm kind of thinking I want to put it, I have 2 bookshelves, a TV, and I'm thinking like right above the TV. I'm just going to put it right above the TV so I can stare at it every single day and be depressed that I'm not in Greece. I don't know. Wherever it goes, it needs to be like highly stable, because if this breaks at all, I'm going to lose my mind. Because I just love it so much. So I absolutely love this. My mom has one very similar, not as intricate, but still kind of like, it's got the mandala with the evil eye, and I had to have it. I had to have it. The minute I saw it, I was like, oh, have to have this. And the first time we went to the shop, I saw it and I really wanted to buy it, but we left and I was like, I knew we were coming back, but I was like, man, if that's not there, I'm gonna lose my mind. So I did get it. It was there when I got back. So I bought one for me and one for my mom. That was my mom's birthday present from me this year. And this is getting hung up and I can't wait. Probably my favorite thing that I bought for myself. So, love it. Okay, putting that in a very safe spot. Okay, I also got myself a little evil eye keychain because I couldn't help myself. It's also made of glass. Had to have it. I don't know if I'm going to put it on my keychain or not, or if I'm going to hang it up over here. I'm not sure. Have not decided. And then I had to get, because I didn't buy yarn, I also wanted to get, I didn't buy yarn, so I was like, okay, if I'm not getting yarn, I need a project bag. Oh my god. The Roomba drama. Patricia's Roomba ate her knitting. She has thus rescued it. It was mohair. Like, the level of intensity. Okay. But because I didn't get yarn, I was like, okay, no yarn, but I'll get a knitting bag. And the number one thing after the beaches, so things I loved about Greece. Phil and Eleni. So Phil and Eleni, the beaches, and then the cats. I got a project bag with all the kitties, all the Greek kitties that I couldn't take home. There's so many kitties I didn't get to take home. But now I got a project bag with all the kitties on it. So I saw this and I was like, yup, gotta take that home. And it says Andros on the back. Andros. And it's a nice little sock bag, or like a hat bag, or like a little baby knit bag. Like, and it's canvas. It's like a nice, like, canvas. So I'm just like, okay, this will be pretty durable. I'm fine with it. Durable, washable. I'm fine with it. That being said, will I use it a lot? Probably not, because it's from Greece, but love it. All the Greek kitties. Look at Greek kitties. I didn't put a whole lot of Greek stuff on my Instagram because we didn't have a lot of like internet. I put it mostly on my Facebook, so if you are friends with me on Facebook, you can see all the Greek kitties on Facebook. I'm not going to upload everything on Instagram, but if you want to see the cats, let me know in the comments below, and I will upload all of the cats on Instagram if you would like to see them. So I love this bag. this bag and the eye. Like, honestly, that's all I needed. I don't need a whole lot in my life, but I was like, yes, 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 yes. So, had to have it. Other highlights before we go to Amsterdam, okay? Just random thoughts and random things that I absolutely loved about Greece. We would walk around and there would be figs and grapes just there, just, you know, random Tuesday on a porch somewhere, just grapes hanging down. You could just eat them. Who cares? There were figs. Jessica ate some figs off of like some random fig tree. Like, it was just awesome. There was jasmine just smelling up the whole place. It was just awesome. It was just the atmosphere of like the greenery. It was amazing. The steps are horrendous. The steps going up and down to Phil and Eleni's spot are like the worst. The worst. The steps to the beach, the like 100, 200 step, is it 200? I think it's 200 steps. The 200 step beach, those steps, not nearly as bad. Not nearly as bad. I would do those steps all day long before I do the back to the house steps. Those things were hard. And like, listen, I've been working out all year, glutes, legs, like dedicated weights. You know what I mean? I've been running. I've been doing bike. Those steps kicked my ass. Like, I was like, oh my God, my thighs. Like, it was, oh my God, it's awful. But I survived. Like, I made it. Jessica made it. Michelle is over here the last day. She's like hauling stuff up like she's freaking Superman. It's crazy. Yeah, camping out at the bottom is highly recommended. Or the top. Go to the top. Like, it's crazy. Pick one or the other. You either stay at the bottom or stay at the top. Yeah. Going down, I will say going down, rocky but fine. Going up, whoo! Anticipate breaks. That's all I have to say. Also, nothing makes you feel like you have not done anything as far as working out your glutes than climbing stairs in Greece. Just saying. Also, can we talk about the ferry? It's the up. Yes, it's the up that kills. Let's talk about the Greek ferry, and then we'll go to Amsterdam. Yo. Y'all have not seen chaos until you've been on a Greek ferry. Let me tell you. Now, I've been exposed to like Greek memes and things on Instagram. Like, Phil will send me stuff about like the Greek ferries and how they go, and it's always like people yelling and like duh, and I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. It's that bad. Okay. First off, the ferry being late all the time, facts. 1. 2, they're trying to like get in, get out, and they're trying to be on time, but because they're trying to get on time, they just cause more chaos. So there's the first time we're getting on the boat to go to Andros, these cars are pulling in, and this lady, I swear to God, I don't know if she was Greek or she didn't understand and is just like oblivious. I think she was Greek, but I'm not sure. She's trying to pull the car in, and she cannot like figure it out. Like, parking or whatever the hell she was trying to do. This poor guy on the boat was just like, like, he's like, go this way. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, go back, go forward, go this way. Like, he's like yelling at her. And she's just like in the car. I'm just watching this whole thing, right? I'm in line to go up to my seat in the ferry, and she's just like, yes, okay, all right. She's like smiling at him, just like, like, I don't know if, I can't remember if it's a scene in Clueless or what, but it's like trying to back in and out of like a parallel parking spot. That's exactly what was going on. Is she's like, skirt, 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 skirt. I'm like, oh my God. Like, this guy was, I felt like he was just gonna stroke out right in front of me. I felt so bad. Then slightly before that, we have luggage. We have to put the luggage in these racks. Well, on the racks, it says, you know, the ferry, it's not just one back and forth stop. They're going from island to island to island. And first stop is Andros. So I'm trying to put my stuff in the Andros spot, and it's full. And there's other spots, but I'm like, okay, do I put it in the other spot? Or are they going to like haul it away? Or I have no idea. And I'm like, where do I put it? And this guy is like losing his mind, like cussing at us. Because I know he was cussing. He was like, Malacca, Malacca. I'm like, okay, Malacca, calm down. He's like, it doesn't matter. And he's like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just put it on the racks. Lord help us all. So put it up on the racks and just like, okay, God be with us. Like, we'll just figure it out. Chaos. And then you get up, we finally get up to where we're seated after people taking tickets but not taking tickets, scanning but not scanning tickets. And we go sit up there, and you know how you get on an airplane and like everybody sits and you have to have your seatbelt on and everything's under the thing, and like there's a safety video and you're supposed to like pay attention, right? Some people do, some people don't, whatever. But it's like minimize chaos. Bruh. Not the ferry. No. Nobody cares about the safety video. There are people like turned around, leaned over the seat, talking to the next guy over here. They're like walking up and down to go get food, because there's like a little food place you can go get food. Not a soul on that boat was watching the safety video except me, right? And then the safety video, again, law enforcement background, security background, I'm looking at this safety video, and it's like, okay, if there's an emergency, there's going to be 7 blasts of the horn. And I'm like, 7. Who's counting? Because by the time I hear a 3rd or 4th blast, I'm like, is that 4 or 5? Is that 6 or 7? Is it an emergency or not? Okay. That's fine. I will just listen closely for horn blasts. Cool. Also, they're like, in case of an emergency, and this goes against everything that a human does in an emergency, okay? In an emergency, please stay in your seat and wait for the attendant to evacuate you. Ma'am, sir, no. The boat's on fire, or like we're sinking, you expect me to wait for you? No, that's not happening. First off, not happening. No. Can't do it. Won't do it. I'll be dead if I do that. Also, in case of evacuation, you will leave the boat in this order. And it was like the sections, and it was like purple, green, yellow, black, red, orange, whatever. Please evacuate in that order. And I'm like, it was not even like Roy G. Biv, right? It's not like red, orange, yellow. Like, okay, do the rainbow. No. They're like random ass colors. And you're supposed to remember, first off, what color you're in, and then what order in an evacuation, in an emergency. when your adrenaline's going, your muscle memory's gone. I'm just like, sirs, ma'ams, we're all gonna be dead. We're gonna die on this boat. Listen, the ferry, very safe, huge, ginormous, no one's dying on the ferry. It's fine, right? But I'm like, this safety video goes against everything I know as like my experience in emergencies and with humans. I'm just like, this is just not. So I don't know who's in charge of the safety for Greek boats or for the Greek industry ferry stuff. I need to get with them and revamp their complete safety like issues. I can be a millionaire. Someone please figure out who that is. I need to get in contact. I need to safety up these ships. I can't. Like my inner former law enforcement security person is just like, this is a problem. I can't do this. No, the ferry, honestly, I kind of expected a little bit more of this number. You barely felt it. I bought ocean sickness, like motion sickness stuff. I don't get sick on boats, but just in case, and also just because I'm with with Jessica, I was like, just in case she needs it, whatever. No, it was great. Honestly, after being on the airplane and not being able to sleep on the airplane, being kind of lulled on the boat, oh my God, I slept so good for like 30 minutes. It was like out. If I could have the airplane just kind of do this number the same as the boat, oh, dude, I would probably sleep amazing on a cruise. That's all I can think of. Oh, I love ferries though. Like I've taken ferries, North Carolina, South Carolina, wherever that was, to Ocracoke Island. Super fun. I expected it to be like that ferry where like it's like one level. You pull the car on and you're like on the deck and you go. These are like super boats. Yeah. So the ferry, complete experience. The food was amazing. The souvlaki was amazing, which is different from gyros. The gyros were really good. I'm trying to remember the name of the place. Giannis is the place. It was so good. Food. Honestly, the souvlaki was so good. And listen, Greek words. The fried cheese, fried feta with honey. Oh, so good. Nothing makes me want to go buy feta and fry it than doing that. I was like, man, here I am thinking Greek food is all like healthy. No, fried cheese. I was like, man, as an American, approve. That's some state fair stuff right there. Fried cheese. Hell yeah, let's go. I was like, it was so good. I can't even tell you. But anyway, so moving on from Greece to Amsterdam, because it's 73 minutes. I'm sure you guys are sick of this. First off, super sad. I was super sad that we had to leave. It was awful. I was on that boat and I was like, this sucks. I hate America. It's like, I don't like this. Every time like there was a stop where it was like, okay, this is the last time I'm doing this, and this is the last time I'm doing that. Like, oh, last time I'm in Athens, or last time I'm in a taxi, last time I'm on the ferry. Like, it was awful. I was like, the whole anticipation of going home, it was just awful. That being said, we went to Schiphol, Schiphol airport in Amsterdam. Okay. First off, we tried. Jessica and I tried. Okay, first off, Jessica, I, and Michelle all were on the same flight to Amsterdam. We did not know we were going to be on the same flight, clearly, because we didn't know Michelle was going to be there. So we were all on the same flight back. We did not plan this at all. And even Phil was like, wow, like we didn't know you guys were on the same flight. So we all went together on the flight back to Amsterdam. We weren't sitting together. Jessica and I were sitting together, but Michelle was like up further. So that was really cool. So we got to go to Amsterdam together. And then Jessica and I took Michelle to her gate and we hugged her goodbye, and that sucked. I was like, no. I was like barely keeping it together. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I was like, okay, anyway, this sucks. So we walked her to her gate because she had to go back to Scotland, and she had like a very short layover. Jessica and I had a overnight layover, so like 12 hours, 13 hours or something stupid. And I told her, I said, hey, we're in Amsterdam. Let's do Amsterdam. Like, let's go to a restaurant. Like, let's just say we were there. Like, we went to Amsterdam. We went to a restaurant. We walked around a little bit, and then we'll go back to the airport. This is an international airport in Amsterdam. I'm just going to throw that out there. Cat, stop it. So we get out, and like we're looking around, and like there's some really like the shops. We looked at the shops for just like a slight minute, and then we go out of the airport proper, out of the airport to the parking lot, and go to a guy in a taxi. And we had picked out a pizza place because, as amazing as Greek food is, Jessica and I, like, the only thing we could think about is like eating a pizza. Like, we're just like, bro, we need pizza. Like, I need a pizza right now. I need a pizza and or a taco pizza would be amazing. Because like, that's all I've been eating since I've been back is tacos and pizza, because I just can't. So we're like, okay, let's pick out a pizza and we'll go there. We'll go to a pizza place. It was only like 14 minutes away. Very close, very affordable place. We get outside, we talk to the taxi dude, and he's like, we're like, how much? And he's like, 50. 50 euros? 50 euros? 50 euros? To go 14 minutes? Sir, this was not like a minivan or anything. This was like a normal car. Post stop. He's like bumping the stuff. So it was like, it's a normal car, right? 50 euros. So I'm like, 50 there, 50 back. That's 100 euros. We haven't even eaten food or anything yet. No. So I was like, Jessica, 50 euros. We're not doing this. She's like, no. So at that point, we just go back in. We're like, okay, well, thank you for ruining that dream. We go back in, and there's a Burger King. So we go eat at Burger King because we're dying at this point. It's like, whatever, we just need to eat. So we go eat Burger King, and then we're like, okay, well, let's go back into the airport proper, because we've got, there's shops and things to go look at. There's, we need to like find a place to like buckle down for the night. At that point, security had shut down. So there was no way to get back in to the airport proper. So we are like, there's like the outer airport, which is like before the gates and things, which is pretty sizable, not gonna lie, but there is absolutely zero place to do that. Patricia says, how late was it? It was probably like 10:30, 11-ish. The last flight boarded at like 10:30. Hence why it was like, security's gone. So Jessica and I are like, well, that sucks. Let's get some water. Let's just chill. Jessica tried to sleep. I tried to sleep. It was the absolute worst time trying to sleep because there were guys screaming in Dutch and trying to like fix some electrical shit over here. And then, so I was like scouting out where to go. I was like, hey, let's move over here. It's quieter over here. It was better over there. I saw a mouse in one of the restaurants. I was like, well, that's not good. After we had already eaten at another restaurant, I was like, okay, that's cool, great. And then I think it was like 5 a.m. We set an alarm for 5 a.m. to be like, okay, we're going through security at 5 a.m. Our flight's at 9 something. We're just going to go back in there and like make sure we're at the gate and do the thing. And then 5 a.m. we get there, we go in, we go to the gate, it's whatever. And then I bought some stuff for myself. So, because I'm in Amsterdam, you know, I have to get stuff for myself. First off, I bought myself a Coke. And this is the only thing left, is the little, I just kept it. It's the Coke top. I have no idea what it says. Nanya! Who is the @knitting therapist. What the hell does that say? Other than please recycle, probably. I don't know. But I was like, I think it's cool. I'm keeping it. I popped the top off. And then I didn't realize, I guess I forgot, or didn't realize that Miffy, who as soon as I show you, you're going to know exactly who Miffy is. Miffy is a Dutch thing? No idea. I had no idea. I had to get him. It's Miffy! They had so many different ones. I was dying at how many different ones they had. Dying. I'm telling you, dying. They had ones with tulips on them I wanted. They had like corduroy ones, pink, blue, furry, not furry, yellow. They were so cute. I'm dying. Okay? Absolutely dying. So I picked this one out because it's the, I'm gonna do this wrong. It's Delft blue. Google it. I'm not the person to ask. But this is the thing over there in the Netherlands, okay? Is the Delft blue. And it was everywhere in the airport. I was like, okay, I have to have it. It's so cute. Also, at the same time, I bought the Coke and I bought this. I also bought, and I saw this in Athens and I wanted it, and I didn't buy it in Athens, but I should have, and I didn't. But then I saw it in Amsterdam and I bought it, and I was like, whatever. It's an amazing book by Stephen Fry called Mythos, The Greek Myths Retold. It's hilarious. Get your hands on it. And there's 3 of them. So it's Mythos, Heroes, and then one for the Iliad. Like a retelling of the Iliad. It's hilarious. Highly recommend. This is not book talk or bookgram or booktube, but hilarious. Absolutely amazing. So I saw it in Athens. I was like, oh, I should get it because it's Greek, you know, Greek myths. I didn't get it because I was like, I don't have room. And then I saw it in Amsterdam and I was like, you know what? I'm getting it. It's amazing. It's absolutely really, really amazing. It's so funny. The way that they tell the story, it's funny. And it's Stephen Fry, you know. Fry and Lori, whatever the hell his name is, English dude. You guys know. Dr. House and this guy were in a show together. Hilarious. So I bought this and the Coke, and it was the cutest thing. Okay, the cutest thing. The lady at the airport, I don't remember what she said, but she says, "Oh, is this for you?" And I said, "Oh yeah, this one's for me." She says, "Oh, well, it's kind of expensive. You still want it? It's like 30 euro." I was like, "I don't care. Yes, I want it. I'm not going to be back in Amsterdam next week. I need this bunny. I need this rabbit." And she was very sweet. It's like 6 a.m. and she's like the sweetest lady. And she picks up the bunny and she goes, whatever Dutch word this is, she's like, "Goodbye, little," she says, "Goodbye, little bunny." She says, and then she translates, she says, "That means bunny in Dutch. So we always call these bunnies, not rabbits, because rabbits is this and this is bunnies." And I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And she's like, she told this specific rabbit, she says, "Have a good journey." And she like wraps him up. I'm like, that is the cutest European shit I've ever seen in my life. I was like, bro, Amsterdam. I'm like, as awful as that airport has been to me, that lady was the absolute sweetest. I was like, I can't handle this right now. So I have my little Netherlands buddy. I'm very excited and happy about this. I don't know where to put him. The thing is, I don't know where to put my stuff, but I love him. And then after Amsterdam, we flew back in. We went to Houston, where Jessica is. And funny story. So Flight Tracker, okay? Flight Tracker, Pizza Tracker, right? We are over. So as we're entering American airspace, okay? We are in America, USA proper, on the Flight Tracker. We are flying KLM, and they feed us a second meal. Also, side note, KLM, amazing airport food, like airplane food. They served a cheese sandwich from Athens to Amsterdam. Baller. Absolute baller. KLM serves us our second meal. We are over American airspace. Guess what it was? It was pizza. I told Jessica when we got off the plane, I said, how fitting was it that the minute that we are like in America, KLM is like, pizza. I was like, dude, like, what is happening right now? Like, the one thing we wanted so badly, we get the minute we're in American airspace. I was like, this is stupid. You can't write this stuff. You just can't. But anyway, so that was my trip to Greece. Greece and Amsterdam and everything else. Again, I had an amazing time. Amazing. A lot of what we did is going to come out with the Greeks are going to do their own kind of vlog thing. So anticipate that. Phil, I hope you're editing right now. Phil, are you editing? You better be editing. There's a lot of things that happen that I'm not talking about just because it's going to be on their on theirs, and I don't want to like steal the thunder. It's gonna be funny, hilarious, very cool moments, including when we revealed ourselves on IVKN and the Zoom meeting, which, by the way, some of you rewatching you guys react to us coming on camera, fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. Patricia, you're one of them. We were watching it over and over for everybody's different reactions after it was wrapped up. It was so funny. It was so funny. People were like, what? Like, people were grabbing cameras. People were like, it was awesome just to like have that moment with everybody. Oh, it was great. Like, that's beyond. And you guys will see that on their video. So there's a lot I didn't talk about as far as Greece goes. But it was just an absolute amazing trip. I cannot wait to go back. I was telling my nephew today about the trip and like how clear the water is and like how cold the water was. Like, we were talking about the ocean, or I keep saying the ocean because we go to the ocean. We're talking about the sea and the water, and he wants to go to Greece now. And I'm just like, I want to go back. I can't wait to go back. We didn't really get to go do Athens. I need to go do Athens and see stuff in Athens, and like I can't wait to just do more Greece stuff. I just can't wait. And none of it would have been possible without the complete generosity and just everything that the Greeks did for us. So again, thank you, Phil and Eleni, for everything you did for us. It was insane. Insane. I hope, listen good. If you come to America, I will do the exact same for you. Okay? You got to get on a plane and you got to get over here. But I promise you, I will do the exact same for you. Okay? Get on the plane. Get on the plane. Get on the plane. Fly over. I don't care if you have to medicate yourself, knock yourself out, and you don't wake up for 3 days. Get on the plane. Come over to America. I will take care of you. So, that being said, it is 92 minutes. I gotta stop talking because you guys are probably done with me by now. Patricia, thank you for sticking around. Make sure you guys subscribe, share, and next podcast will be a normal podcast. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I have a bunny to love on. I have evil eyes to hang on my walls. I'm good. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.